Hi, it's Mrs. Bowie for Art again. Today we are going to talk about warm colors. Warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. And I also have it over here. And I put R for red, O for orange, and Y for yellow. And the reason I did that is how I remember it is I remember warm colors as Roy, and that's what ROY spells out. It spells out Roy, and I picture a big angry person named Roy with his red cheeks and steam coming out of his ears, and I picture that angry Roy for my warm colors with red cheeks, and so that's the first color, red. So again, our warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. That's what we're going to be focusing on. On the Brain Pop video, you probably saw that these are also colors that you see in fall or in autumn in a lot of the holidays and in a lot of the even the vegetables and squash that you see. It'll be those specific colors. So for our art assignment today, we're going to do or make red, orange, and yellow leaves on trees, and those are our fall leaves. And there's a number of different ways that you can do it. You can do it with crayons, drawing a tree. You can do that on Seesaw using the little drawing pad, or I'm going to show you a few ways that we can do it here. So the first way I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you with torn paper, and which is a collage, which is what we talked about last week. So to do the collage, I'm going to start with brown paper, and if you use white paper, that's fine, but I'm going to use brown construction paper. And then I'm also going to use crayons, or if you have oil pastels, that's fine, or even markers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start drawing the branch. So I have my work here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start drawing the branch, the trunk and the branches. So for me, I really love tree branches. I think that it gives the tree a lot of character. So I have the branches down here, or I'm sorry, yeah, I have the roots down here. And you can use different shades of brown. When you use different shades of brown, it kind of, it will, it'll make it more realistic, because things in nature are not just one color. And now I'm going to start doing the branches. And again, the branches, this is what I'm going to be able to put the torn paper leaves on. Okay. And I can do a little more. And what makes it interesting is that I'm using different shades of brown. And here I'm actually mixing oil pastels and crayons. So that makes it a lot of fun. So I have my tree trunk and I have my branches, and then now I'm going to start tearing my paper. So again, our warm colors are red, orange, and yellow, or Roy. So I have red, orange, and yellow. So now I'm going to tear my paper into little pieces for the leaves. So I have some that I've already done, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tear some more. And if you want to add some brown, you can as well, because I have some of this dark brown paper, because the leaves pretty much at the end of their life, they'll turn brown. So I'll put some brown on there as well. And then you're going to get your glue. So I have glue stick here. If you have liquid glue, that will work as well. If you have the liquid glue, make sure that you're not putting too much down so that it doesn't get too messy. So what I like to do is I like to put the glue on the paper, and then that'll make it go a little faster. So here, and you really just want to kind of mix the leaves up to give it an interesting look. Some brown. And what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to take it and then put it on, because it'll be much slower, and then your fingers will get sticky. My fingers are already getting sticky right now from doing that just twice. So that's what I don't want you to do. It's easier if you put the glue directly on the paper, and then if you put your pieces down like that, and then like I said, it'll go much faster too, so your fingers will stay cleaner. And again, when you do art, it's okay to get messy every once in a while, but we shouldn't be making a mess on purpose. So you'll put your leaves there, and with autumn leaves or with fall trees, sometimes your tree can be very full. Sometimes if the leaves haven't dropped yet, your trees can be very full. Now, if you want to do one where you don't have a lot of leaves on your tree and you actually have them mainly on the floor or on the ground because they've already fallen, that's fine too. So I'm going to put some on the ground, because that's what I think of when I think of fall. I think of leaves falling to the ground. If you want to have some kind of in flight where they are coming down, that's fine too. See, so we have a few that are falling, and then I'll put some more over here just to balance it out. So it's really up to you and what you want to do. And there's a saying, you do you. And that's exactly what I want you to do. You do you. My tree might look like this, but your tree doesn't have to look like my tree. Your tree can be whatever you would like it to be. All I ask is that you use warm colors. And again, warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. And like I said, sometimes brown is considered a warm color as well. But the main players, or the main warm colors, are red, orange, and yellow. And these colors are very popular during the fall because that's what you see in nature. And so if you think about Halloween, you have pumpkins, and Thanksgiving, the same thing. So I think I finished. So I'm going to turn my paper over so that you can see. But I have my tree roots. I have some leaves on the floor. And again, if you want to do more leaves, I think I want to do a few more down here just to make it interesting. So I have some leaves right here, and if you want to make it fuller, you can make it fuller. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and be done with this, and I'm going to move on to another version of this art project that you can do. So this is another version. So for this version, I cut out the trunk with black construction paper. Again, if you want to do if you want to add some details to it, or if you want to kind of color it in, that's fine. If you want to leave it black, that's fine as well. So I just kind of did that to give it some character. And again, if you wanted to do it and just draw it with marker or with crayon or with oil pastels, that's fine. So the next version I'm going to do is I'm going to use paint to put this on. Now, if you want to do this with watercolor paints, you can, but I would use white paper if you're doing watercolor paints. So again, our warm colors are red, orange, and yellow, and sometimes brown. So now I'm going to go ahead, and here I'm using a cotton ball. So I'm going to stick my cotton ball in the paint. If you want to use a paintbrush, I've used Q-tips before. So you're just going, this one I'm going to make extra full because it's a little bit easier for me to do that with my paint. and my cotton ball, mainly my cotton ball because my cotton ball covers a lot of surface area. If you do it with Q-tips, it may take you a little bit longer because the surface area of the Q-tip is very small. And I've done it with Q-tips before. Now red is a very powerful color, so you want to be, and it sometimes can look a little scary, so I try not to use too much red when I'm doing this. Okay. And then I'm going to use some brown. And again, brown is one of those really dark colors as well. So you want to be really careful when you're applying the red and the brown so that it doesn't look. And again, you can make it so that it's falling. Let's do some, oopsies, let's do some yellow and some orange. Yay. Okay. And again, you want to be very careful and know when to stop because you don't want your painting to get too muddled or too messy. So this is another version that you can do, and this is a tree with painted leaves. So, whoops. Okay. So I have two different versions that you can do. And actually there's a third version. I just didn't take the time to do it today. But I have the torn paper art version. I have the painted version, and you can also use you can do a watercolor version on white paper. So anything that you do will be beautiful. Just have pride in your work, try your best. And remember, our warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. Again, our warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. So be creative, you do you, and be safe out there.